Mr. Allard's Neighborhood. This is the place where you're entitled to Brad's opinion. And now for your host, Brad Allard.
Oh, we're on the air. I was reading this brochure here for the Spotlight Night on the Railroaders for Next Step Women's Center. But we'll get to that tonight. There's a lot going on here, and I got all this stuff to look at, all this homework. But anyway, we have the ladies from our Next Step Women's Center, Megan and Summer. They're our favorite guests. Well, they're all my favorites. See, they're like that students say, "Am I your favorite student?" "Oh, you're all my favorite." Sure, whatever. Said, well, some are less favorite than others. Anyway, back to the matter.
But I was always really your favorite, right?
Well, I could hardly get a word in class. I know.
Welcome to my world.
No, she was nothing like this. When she was in class, she was very quiet and whatnot. She didn't say much of anything. That class she was in, though, if I remember right, had a lot of girls in it that were much more outgoing, and
yes.
so you didn't have to take the spotlight because they were more than willing to do it.
Care of
yeah,
yes.
Boy, fond memories.
Also, I was really tired from all the notes I had to write.
Oh, please. You write the notes to boys. Anyway.
Oh, Megan's getting some shade.
Yeah. Anyway, you can see we have these nice shirts on for Walk for Life and have the appropriate design and colors because today is a holiday. It should be anyway. Opening day.
I agree.
It's a big deal. Having it at night is a little different because almost always had it in the afternoon. And I promise you, every opening day, about a third of our staff are, I don't feel good. And they'd call in sick. And then I'd come in and I'd get these, postings or selfies. Hey, we're at the ball game. I'm going to show the principal. And then, so you want to show the principal? Hey, look, he's right here, right beside me. So, or the kids, some of them would use an excuse. Oh, it's opening day. It's like opening day of deer season. There was another day that we had scant attendance. I digress. Let's talk about what's going on in the Next Step Women's Center. We got a lot going on. You got one of your biggest fundraisers, but also you have this event with the Railroaders. Talk about some stats. We're also going to talk about something fairly serious, and that's some of the medical issues that are being discussed about the abortion pill. I can't pronounce it.
Mifepristone.
Yeah, we're not going to get into the legal stuff or the politics of it because that's for another show, and that we don't really talk politics with guests. But we would like to, I think it's important that people know that there are some medical ramifications with this that are not being publicized very much at all. Mm-hmm. And so we'll talk about along those lines. But let's talk about our wonderful sponsors. First of all, of course, Auto at our place. I was there this morning with our men from the Sunday school class. We go there every other Thursday, and the food is great. The service is great. It's something that we all look forward to because we can get together and try to solve the world's problems. Joe Biden's name is bounced around quite a bit at that table, I can tell you that. But it's a good place to go. Also, yesterday was the opening of Gina's Pizza, so it's a big deal. They had several postings on there.
Sorry.
Hey, there's it's echo in here. That's me. Anyway, I was there about 2 weeks ago, and he said he was going to try to get it in before into March, and he did. And it's going to be a great place. It's like a neighborhood place that you go to that the locals know about more than anything else. So
we were there last night.
You went there.
Oh, my goodness, yes. It was just like as I remember as a little kid.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good stuff.
Yeah, and the pizza, I've had some. They were practicing on me, so to speak. And it was great. Mm-hmm. And I think it's going to be a very, very popular place. So here I'm going to share through all these various pages here. Oh, my goodness. There's a bunch here today, some of these groups here. Okay, go ahead. Go to the next one. It's going to be Wild Cigar. I was there yesterday talking with Nathan just for a little, I guess what you call customer care, whatever you want to call it, client care. And they have an event tonight with City Council candidate Steve McAnally. And they also tomorrow have a bourbon tasting thing. Bourbon tasting things. You can do better than that. You can talk gooder than that. A bourbon tasting event to go in, try the good stuff, whatever. So tonight, if you want to meet Steve McAnally, go out there. If you want to, go out and taste some bourbon tomorrow night, you know where to go for that too. Also, there's the last one. Okay. Also, Local Life Magazine will be out next week. There's going to be lots, and that is always 300. Goes to 30,000 homes. Plus, I go to a lot of the retail outlets or mechanics, or whatever else, or like Gala store, and there's going to be a bunch of these extras lying around. So it gets a lot of eyeballs, a lot more than just the mailers get. And so it's really, really great, and to have that kind of direct marketing experience that you need. So talk to Tiffany if you're interested in that. Also, Gala with Southern Gem, I mentioned she's got extra copies of those. They're open right now. Do the jewelry. You've taken Chad there a couple times, haven't you?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, I figured you'd be dragging him there.
I need to.
Yeah, well, if he's like, I don't want to go, what? Just say, tell him that there's a place for the men to sit and watch the TV, and he can have a Dr. Pepper or something a little bit more lively, if you will. And so it's a good way to kind of keep the husbands pacified while you go and shop at your leisure.
And then show him the
bill.
the bill at the end.
Well, in about 5 weeks also, she's going to have an event on May 4th that's going to be on Kentucky Derby Day.
Yes, for Wings of Hope.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be awesome.
It is. And, they're already getting their hats. And I'm talking about Robin and the rest of the ladies getting their hats and their dresses. And they're going to have stuff they have with Kentucky Derby, with like mint juleps or whatever those are, some sort of fruity drink. And they're going to be open for 3 to 8, and it's going to be a busy day because our friends over at Crazy Eights are doing their Walk for not their Walk for Life. I'm getting confused. City Upon a Hill.
Yes.
And then that's election day. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's right. Early voting will start around April 15th, I believe, and then May 4th is the day. So,
Busy.
Yes, it is. That's going to be quite the day in Burleson. Also, our friend Brenda Ramirez over Two Maids, twomaidcleaning.com/Burleson or 817-764-0733. They do businesses, they do homes, they do the windmiller building, among others. So they do some pretty large-scale projects, and you pay them based on your rating. They don't have just a particular set fee. If you're satisfied, give them a certain rating. If you're not, which hardly ever happens, then that'll affect their pay, and they know that. So, a lot of the people in the B&I group I'm in, which she is also in, they use her for home or for their mother, or, that's another thing. If you have an elderly mom or aunt or needs, help with the house now, it's a great thing to give her for Mother's Day coming up, right? In about 6 weeks. But they get a tremendous review, so give her a holler. Also, Pro Roofing with John Williams, 817-734-2756. Come check your roof out. He'll tell you what the truth is of your roof. He didn't upsell you. He didn't try to make you feel like your house is falling down. If your roof is good, he'll tell you. If it needs work, he'll tell you. And they're local Burleson people, but they go all over the DFW area. Right now, John is in Little Elm, so, he'll make the trip. So he puts a lot of miles on that truck, that's for sure. And also Camco with Sammy Campbell, Candy Gal. They do mortgage brokerage, and they do it great. I've used them twice. I had to pay for schooling one time. I had to pay for some repairs one time, and I'd rather work with them than just some old bank. And so it's 817-778-4592 for Sammy, and for Candy, it's 817-925-2661. And they do a really good job, and they hold your hand through that process. I mean, y'all both have closed a house, right? And, you get hand cramp from signing all that stuff.
Yep.
But they do try to eliminate some of that, and they hold your hand through it, and you don't feel like you're signing away your firstborn or a kidney. Of course, signing away your firstborn, I'm sure some days sound better than others.
Mine's 15, so.
15, yeah. Oh, sorry, it's too late, huh? Yeah, okay, 15. That's amazing. Which school does he go to?
Centennial.
Centennial?
Yeah.
Is that working out all right for him?
Yeah, we love Centennial.
Yeah, that's good. All righty. What do you want to talk about first? You want to talk about? I'd like to talk about the Walk for Life towards the end.
Okay, yeah.
Because and you have some video, I believe,
Yes.
and some stuff. But just tell me, general speaking, what's been going on the last few weeks since I last seen you.
It's been busy, but we had a little lull. Like, we had some days where we just didn't have anything going on, and we kept saying, this is the calm before the storm. And then spring break happened, and we were insane, and it's been pretty busy ever since. Just really walking through, just lots of different situations and scenarios and things like that.
Well, is it the time of year that has an effect with y'all, or is it just because maybe
I do
they hear
think
about
it comes in waves. I
comes in
think
waves.
there's seasons. I know January will always be busy.
Why is that?
I don't know, with Thanksgiving maybe. I don't know. I don't know the rhythms of everything always, but January has always been one of our highest, like our higher months. We tend to not slow down in December, but it becomes a workable pace in December, and then January hits and everybody's in the building.
And then February is
then-
usually typically slow.
Yeah, February's usually slow. March picks back up. June is usually busy, and July is calmer, and then the fall is usually pretty steady.
It's interesting. I wonder if that has to do with the time of the year that caused them to be pregnant. Whatever.
We wonder. That's why I'm like, is it Thanksgiving break?
Valentine's Day?
Like, yeah.
We had a couple of ice days in January.
That's why they have cable TV. But anyway, they have video games. But it's yes, of course. Anyway, I just think it's interesting if you had that kind of seasonal fluctuation like that. But y'all have been pretty busy. You sent me some material here last year. You had. This is from last year.
Yes,
total,
that's
right?
2023
All right.
numbers.
8,451 total client visits, 945 pregnancy tests, 607 sonograms. And on that, I know y'all been trying to expand that. I've seen some of your
Yes.
postings, and you're asking for, if you want to volunteer as a nurse or an RN who has used that, is like training almost. But you need more of that, of course.
We are really beefing up our medical team because we have added on STI testing as an option when they come in for
and
pregnancy.
that is?
Sexually transmitted infections.
which is
Okay.
different than sexually transmitted diseases.
Yes.
Wow.
So we're testing for chlamydia and gonorrhea, and then we're treating those and her partner for free,
Even if they're not pregnant?
Even if they're
even
not
if they're not pregnant.
Okay, so let's...
We're not going to test them and then be like, sorry.
No, but see, but most people associate Next Step Women's Center with pregnancies.
Yes.
And with women and the one problem or another, or need help, financial guidance, hand holding, whatever you want to call it. I mean, but so they're not really associated with that type of service strictly.
Yes. Well, generally, they're coming in for their pregnancy test appointment, and we will offer that also. If their test is negative, their pregnancy test is negative, we're still going to treat what they have. We haven't fully opened up to be an STI testing center because I don't know if we could handle what comes in.
Yeah.
But if someone comes in for a pregnancy test, then we will also offer an STI
Or
test.
if they were to contact us and say, hey, this is what I need. Absolutely.
Yeah.
When you say treat that, what does that entail?
We have for I don't know, I can't remember, for one of them it's just an antibiotic pill, and the other one it's an antibiotic injection.
Okay, and y'all are licensed to do that?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
because we have a medical doctor that oversees everything, and so but we're able to give those treatments or give those prescriptions and
Yes,
stuff.
we have all we had to do some things with the CDC and with our medical director, and we've checked all the boxes, and we're licensed to do all of those things.
That's interesting, though. I mean, you may start seeing some clients that know they're not pregnant, but they don't want to go to a public clinic, or they can't afford one, or go to a doctor. You may start having, if they came in and said, I know I'm not pregnant, but I think I might have a STI or an STD, what would you tell them? Say, come on in?
Come on in.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to say, I'm sorry.
I can't.
No
yeah.
baby, no nothing.
I can't.
You couldn't do it.
I
huh?
couldn't do that to somebody.
Right.
in need.
But I guess we need to stress your primary
Our
focus
primary
is
Absolutely.
focus
pregnancies.
is pregnancies.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
so, with adding that on, we've got the pregnancy test appointment. We have the follow-ups for that, and if they do the STI, and then we have the ultrasound appointment. And with all of that, we have some nurses who are RNs who are facilitating that testing, and then we have our RNs or we would take RDMSs, registered diagnostic medical sonographers, will just focus on those ultrasounds. We've kind of sorted it a little bit.
And these sonograms and all these medical procedures, this isn't done, by amateurs. It's all licensed personnel,
Yes.
trained personnel with this appropriate state certifications.
Yes.
Is it a law in Texas that before, well, at least now it's different, but before, was it a law that before an abortion was permitted, you had to have a sonogram? Because I know it's some states.
Yeah, in Texas, when before the Dobbs decision, you did have to have an ultrasound before you had an abortion.
Why were so many people opposed to that? I mean, it would seem to me.
Well, I can tell you.
I can tell you too, but
We've got our thoughts.
But really, what happens? That's where a lot of times women change their mind is when they see that ultrasound.
I know, and it's like, okay, if it's supposed to be a choice in their eyes, and they change their mind to keep the child, why would they object to that?
Right.
That they would
can't
say,
answer
hey,
that.
okay, we always yell and holler about choice, and you come in. And you see, oh, this is really the reality of the situation. I think I'll keep this child. They should applaud it as opposed to oppose it.
Absolutely.
But trying to figure some of these people out in this issue is a little bit difficult.
It is. But we have had several women that are surprised when they see the ultrasound and they're like, oh, that's a whole human. That's, I
That's
see
a whole
hands, I
baby.
see feet, I see, a face. And they're absolutely astonished.
Right. And you think they would know that? Because I know in the high schools, they teach some of this, like this is what, stages of pregnancy look like and whatever else. But I guess seeing it and knowing that that's your child, that must strike a different chord with them altogether as opposed to some dry textbook or slide on the wall or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, there's a connection that
There's a
definitely
connection.
happens in the ultrasound room.
You'd like to expand that quite a bit, wouldn't you? I mean, more 6 or 7's a bunch. I mean, that's what average 2 a day practically. But you'd like to make that even higher.
And we have 2 ultrasound rooms right now, and if we could keep those staffed every day, both of them. Right now, we have someone who's there every day for one room, but we don't always have both rooms completely open, and we would really love to staff it.
They need an appointment for the sonogram, don't they?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And when they have to have a positive pregnancy test through us. So they can't come in and say, well, I've had a positive pregnancy test at home. We have to test them.
Well, so you're not talking about the kind of test you get over at Walgreens or something like that.
Correct. It's lab grade.
Okay, this is much more accurate, shall we say?
Yes.
And scientific.
Yes.
Because sometimes those tests you get in the drugstore do give false positives. I heard that. I would hate to be somebody that gets a false positive on that kind of test, because that's it's not like, oh, I got COVID, which I'll be over with in 2 weeks. This is something that's going to be a lifetime thing.
Yes.
It's a life-changing thing regardless of what happens.
Right. Yes.
And so, my goodness. But so the fundraisers that y'all do, a lot of that, like the one with the railroaders coming up and whatnot, that I know that's a focus of y'all's. I know that for years you would have liked to have a larger clinic. There's who was it I was talking to the other day? It was the Center for ASD. They would like to have a clinic of sorts as well. Maybe all the nonprofits ought to get together and have one massive clinic. You think that ever could
No,
happen?
we can kind of like piece everybody,
Yeah.
send everybody to where they need to go.
I thought that and thought, well, why not? You can combine your forces and, so the people that need your services are there for that. Those who need, maybe more adult medical care could do that.
Interesting. You are the second person
Yes,
in
you are
a
the second
week
person.
that has mentioned that.
Well, whoever that other person
For
is
real.
really, really smart.
Seriously.
You know him.
Who is it?
Christopher Cass at First
Okay,
Baptist. Yeah.
fine. Well, that really wouldn't be a bad idea for all y'all to get together and say, because it's a lot of money, a lot of expense, and maybe I could share some of those expenses and equipment and things of that nature, and the land, of course, and whatnot, and have a unified fundraising series, where some of the money goes to your clinic now, but also set aside or whatever towards a larger building for all of you to use. I think that'd be really great.
Yeah.
I promise you'll get a lot of business. It's that synergy. It's like the whole concept of a shopping mall. Seriously. I mean, 'cause you have all that,
He
they'll
was
know where
telling
to
us
go.
about somewhere in North Texas that has, they bought an old hospital, and it's like every floor is a different, different
Resource.
nonprofit resource, and so they kind of can come in at the bottom and figure out where they need to go. That's super awesome. That's
Well, something to think
dreaming
about.
big, but it's really cool.
Got to dream big to achieve big, right?
That's true.
Alex Phillips says, "Good morning, ladies."
Good morning, Alex.
Yes, and maybe we can get Alex to if he gets some wind of that that's coming this way. Who knows? You never know when something comes up that.
Maybe planting some seeds.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
well, no,
right.
he's the man to plan with. No, he's very discreet, And
Yes.
you'll find out afterwards, oh, yeah. But I mean, I've tried it on the show and I've used a bat on him. I've used a cattle prod on him, and he's not going to divulge anything. So
It's good that he's in the job he's in, because if you really pushed me, I don't know, like if I could really keep secrets.
yeah.
Especially if I was excited.
Well, but that's a really good thing to bear in mind is the sonograms thing, because we've talked. You've been on my show several times, so we've talked about just the terror that these ladies sometimes feel, and their partners. Mm-hmm. I know if I were a young man, 19 years old, or even in my mid 20s, and the woman I was with, wife or girlfriend, whatever, was pregnant, and I'd be terrified. And because when I first found out Robin was pregnant, it wasn't so much I was terrified, but it's sobering.
Yeah.
And because you think, after the pregnancy, you got, raise the child and all, not just the money, but the responsibility. Mm-hmm. And if you're struggling financially, that's quite a daunting prospect.
And that's another great thing about the sonogram.
Mm-hmm.
We love when the dad is able to come with her, because it's happening in her body. So she kind of knows, she's feeling all those things. But a lot of times he doesn't make that connection until he sees the sonogram. Mm-hmm. And he's like, oh, wow, okay, this is really happening, and I'm a part of this. And so that's a really cool thing to witness.
Right. When my two children were, as they were being born into their pregnancy, Robin's pregnancy, we go to sonogram. They take a little picture. You take it to your mother. Now you show it on Facebook apparently.
Yeah.
But and your mom wipes the tear away and all this other stuff. Because she's going to be a grandparent and all this other stuff. It's a great moment.
It is a great moment.
Yeah, it really is. And but still, it is a sobering moment for a young man or young woman. That's why they come to y'all, because it's got to be frightening to some of them. A lot of them.
It is. And some, some of the sonograms are not what they, because we have a lot of moms and dads that are very happy and excited to be pregnant. And so sometimes we don't see what we're supposed to see in a sonogram, and that's hard too. That's a sobering moment.
Can you tell if the child is not being formed, hopefully in the proper direction?
Yeah, the sonogram is we can't diagnose that.
Mm-hmm.
Our nurses, that's what she will tell them is, we're not seeing what we're supposed to see. You need to go to an emergency room.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Especially if it's ectopic.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that as well, because that's something that isn't considered very often in this whole debate about abortion or not and whatnot. But as far as it's interesting, because I guess the stereotype or the picture one has in one's mind about y'all's services, they walk in with and the young girl is frightened, hysterical, whatever else, but you actually have one that are glad and happy to be there.
Absolutely.
We need those to keep the joy in the space, because it can be really hard. We do have days where it's like every woman who comes in, it's a hard situation, but we do need those who are excited to be pregnant to kind of break some of the hard, the sadness of some of it.
Well, y'all do have a tough duty. I mean, we talked about this before on the show with you and with your peers, is that some days are better than others.
Right.
And it's hard not to take it home.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And, not only because you have maybe a young lady that what y'all call abortion determined, but maybe that you saw something on the sonogram and that there's going to be a real problem here.
Yeah.
And, it's got to be tough.
It is.
But on the other days, you come in and you see a happy face and whatever else. Or you come in and you see some lady that may have been on the fence, and then they see their child and they say, I'm going to raise this child. That's got to be a good day.
Yeah.
That's a great day.
A lot of times we don't get to know in that appointment whether or not she's going to choose life. Like, there's a lot of moments where she's going to leave and we might not hear from her. But last week we had three very clear in the appointment changed minds, and it was we're jumping up and down because that means so much to us. And so many of them, one of the things, it's the ultrasound, but another thing is they write some of these testimonies and send them to me so that I know what's going on. But we get a lot of, after I've come here, I know I'm not going to have to do it alone. And that means the most to me. Like, of course we want to ultrasound, whatever the Lord is going to use to help her. But that means so much, because they know we've told them we will be here for you for the first 3 years of kiddo's life. We're going to help you get the diapers you need. We're going to, have the encouragement and support of the classes and the other parents and the teachers that they walk in going, I have to do this all by myself and I don't know that I can. And they walk out going, I'm not alone.
Yeah. Well, let's try a scenario here, a tough one for y'all. A young lady comes in and she's pretty determined that she's going to abort the child. Mm-hmm. Okay. And y'all don't change her mind. And I know how y'all work. You don't browbeat her. You don't make her feel guilty. You don't pressure her or anything like that, despite what Vice President Harris says. That's another thing that's got under my skin about Ms. Harris and her approach to all this. But, despite, the negative stereotypes that the left will put out there, y'all don't pressure them into a decision.
No.
Or guilt them into one or say God is going to be mad at you or anything like that.
No.
So they come in and they still leave with that intent. Mm-hmm. How do y'all respond?
With love. I mean, I had a young woman just this week that I was talking to that was really pretty determined, and I told her, I was like, I want you to walk out of here feeling loved, cared for, and supported, but I also want you to walk out of here feeling empowered with all of the knowledge of all of your, to really think about all of your options. And regardless of what choice she's going to make, we're gonna follow up with her. We're gonna love on her. We're going to, if she wants to come back and just, talk to somebody and talk it through, we're not 1 ounce of guilt or we're going to just love on her and hug her. And
even in that, we don't want her to be alone.
Right.
Feel
Exactly.
alone.
Do you have any kind of programs for young ladies that have had an abortion?
Yes, we do. And we are hopefully going to get that on our schedule soon. But it's called Forgiven and Set Free. And it's a Bible study that it can help walk through.
But it is very faith-based.
It is
Yes.
faith-based.
Okay.
If someone is not faith-based, there are some programs out there that I can resource women out there that are not necessarily faith-based if that's what they would choose.
And if they're not faith-based, but they just need to have a conversation with someone,
Yes.
we make that available
I've
too.
done that many, many, many times because sometimes it's just a woman just needs to be heard. She
Right.
just needs someone to hear her.
I just wondered if you had a situation where a young woman comes in and she leaves and has the abortion, and then she's pregnant again 3 years later. Do they come back?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. And that's because you made it possible for them to come back. You didn't
Yes.
burn that bridge.
We didn't burn
No.
that bridge.
Right.
We're very intentional about that.
It's tough, though, because I know what your heart is, but I think that is a true measure of Christian grace, what y'all are exhibiting right there, because a lot of people would say, I don't want to talk to you because, what you did is so heinous, but, Christ can forgive anything. And I'm glad that y'all keep that door open for them.
So everyone who leaves our center leaves with a bag of goodies. And so, if she is happy to be pregnant and she's going to parent, she's going to leave with some diapers and some pacifiers, some things to help her. If dad's with her, he's going to leave with a onesie and some diaper, just
And
all
beef
kinds of things.
jerky.
And some beef jerky.
Beef jerky, of course.
Because all men love beef jerky.
We just decided that.
But if she is leaning towards having an abortion, she needs to be loved on too. But we're not going to give her diapers. We're not going to put a onesie in there.
Right.
But you know what we are going to give her? We're going to give her some things, some comfy,
There's
fuzzy socks
because there's a snack in there. There's some toiletry items.
Some toiletry items because we want her to know how much she is loved.
That it's astounding, though, because I contrast that with Ms. Harris and her strident, angry approach to this whole topic. And it's very, very divisive, and it's all for political gain. And here, you ladies and others, men and women across this whole state and country, are working in these kind of facilities and providing this kind of service and this kind of faith-based outreach, where you exhibit your faith, but you don't pressure them into to making decisions that they wouldn't make otherwise.
Right.
But I think the sonograms really is a good idea because I think a lot of people had this idea that an abortion is just a medical procedure.
Yeah.
And then they see the reality of that procedure. This isn't like having, work done on your liver or kidney. I mean, this is another human life. Mm-hmm. I think that really is a sobering moment. And I'm glad y'all do these sonograms.
Me too.
Because they need to know what they're doing. And if they end up having their abortion, then God be with them, and that's it, But as far as this, I'm so glad that y'all provide this approach so people can make a more informed decision, which kind of leads me to another thing, that abortion pill. Now, I'm not going to get into the politics or the legal aspect of it because I'm not sure about the legal arguments the Supreme Court heard this week. I know I heard the commentators about it, but who cares what they think one way or the other because they don't know. And as far as the all that part of it is a discussion for another day. But I'd like to talk about the medical aspect of it. Do y'all have concerns about this abortion pill?
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. When we do an ultrasound on a woman, we always tell her we're looking for three things. Mm-hmm. We're looking for a heartbeat, but we're looking to make sure that the baby is in the uterus. Mm-hmm. And then we are measuring to see how far along she is. Those are vital for whatever decision you make. And so my concern with the abortion pill being through telemed or just simply mailed in the mail, if you're not having a sonogram, if you have an ectopic pregnancy,
which is for those of us non-professionals,
that means the baby is not in the uterus,
right?
And it could be life-threatening. It really could help jeopardize future fertility, things like that, if it's not caught and taken care of soon. So if you are taking, and some of the symptoms of an ectopic pregnancy are the same that you are having when you take the abortion pill, the cramping and the bleeding and things like that. And so she may not know that she needs to go to the hospital. And so if you take the abortion pill and you have an ectopic pregnancy and you don't know you have an ectopic pregnancy, it could be very dangerous.
Can y'all, and the sonogram will detect that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So if they come to y'all, you could tell them, oh no, this is not happening the way it's supposed to be. It's an ectopic pregnancy.
Right. And that's when we say you need to go to the emergency room.
I don't believe that we don't diagnose,
yes,
because we're very intentional about being a doctor diagnoses. We can just send that stuff to the doctor. But when we see that baby is not in the uterus, when we see, I've been in the room when we've seen baby outside of uterus, the nurse will say, we're not seeing what we're supposed to see, and it's very important that you go to the ER. Mm-hmm. And they do that, and they're taken care of. But that's typically how that goes down, because we want to make sure that we're under all the right authorities doing the right
absolutely.
things.
All right, and the pill doesn't treat that, right?
No, no.
And what is the consequences of taking that pill when you don't need to take it? I mean, is it going to affect maybe future pregnancies, maybe? Or ability to be pregnant?
In that I'm not sure. I just from everything that I've read, it is extremely painful and a lot of bleeding, and so I wouldn't want to take it if I
didn't need to.
Yeah.
Oh, and as far as the time frame, can they take this pill like 7 months in to a pregnancy?
No, it's supposed to be just 10 weeks gestation, but that's another issue too. We have women who come in and they think they're 10 weeks, and we do the sonogram and they're actually 16 weeks. That happens a lot, and so that's another reason why the sonogram is so important, to make sure that you are not past that 10 weeks, because that's not safe.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to bring in all the politics to the show, but I think that y'all can't help but be affected by them, certainly. When you have the president and vice president basically hammering on y'all like they do for political gain. That's my statement, not the ladies. But the thing is that there's other concerns other than just, legal issues. I mean, there's medical issues. And it sounds like to me, do you have to have a doctor's prescription to get this pill?
Supposedly. I mean,
well, it's not hard to get.
Yeah. I mean, there are several sites that you can just Google and find, and so it's
You're supposed to have a prescription.
You're supposed to, but
there's a way around it. I don't know the way around it, but I know girls who've found the way around it.
Well, sure, and they can get bootleg them in through New Mexico or Mexico,
Which
or other
also
states.
feels a little unsafe to us.
Yes. Yes, and if we can't keep fentanyl out of this state, we're not going to be able to keep this out. If we had to, but I again, let's talk about something more pleasant, which is y'all's walk for life. Yeah, but I just think it was important for the people that listen to the show to know about it's more than just legal precedents here that's being discussed. There are some medical ramifications. Pretty serious
I would
ones.
be super concerned. It would scare me to death to take something without proper medical.
I know it, but. Anyway, again, more pleasant stuff, which is a walk for life.
know.
What day is this again?
Yes, it's April 20th. It's Saturday, April 20th. And we have historically done this at Next Step Women's Center. But this year, I'm excited to do it at Bailey Lake Park. We'll have, it's really a nice little walk. But this is one of our major fundraisers. We would love for our friends to register and raise money for us. If you raise $150, you get one of these spiffy T-shirts. That we're all wearing
shirts.
I
I really like this one.
Let me say, I'm a little proud of this theme because I chose this theme in June before the Rangers won the World Series, and so I feel like even now, even the timing of being here, like with our little baseball theme, has just really worked out. But we will have, we'd love you to build teams and have your friends walk with you, raise money with you, earn a T-shirt. We're going to have a few extra fun things out. The Railroaders will have a table out there. We have Trinity Chiropractic will be out there.
Oh, Dr. Dias,
and
yes.
Dr. Dias, he's working. I'm actually meeting with him this afternoon. He's going to offer some, I think he's doing $20 adjustments there and a few like new client deals, but anything that is any service you pay for that day, that money is coming to Next Step Women's Center.
That's great.
It's so kind.
Well, it's typical
Very
of Dr. Dias.
excited.
He's
Yes.
very interested in this kind of sponsorship. I like this, ask your friends, family, and coworkers to sponsor you. Hey, try messages like this. Hey, I'm raising money for the Walk for Life. How much am I going to put you down for? Oh, really? How about some more? Cough it up, bro. I thought that. It's very direct. Don't be a cheapskate. No, it says, will you sponsor my walk to my walked out families in our community? Here's my donation page and include your link. And yeah, I got it. This is the third time y'all have promoted this on the show, and we also make this point clear. This is not a protest of any kind.
No.
Signs.
It's a nice family walk. We're going to have a good time. We've invited a lot of youth groups to come. And so I know today, or maybe it was last night, the youth at Barcross Cowboy Church, which is kind of out towards Mansfield, but they're all registered and ready to come, and so we're excited. We're hoping to just have a really nice morning and celebrate what God's done and walk for life.
Well, also the money goes to more than just y'all. Also, talking about Rachel's Hope resale, and also you could become a Next Step superhero by monthly donations. That's another Walk for Life, and the baseball game and all that is great. But nothing beats consistent donations. I've learned that over the years.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yes. We're very grateful for our monthly donors. They make a big difference.
Well, because it helps you plan.
Yes.
And, set goals and whatnot. But this boost of money that usually goes to a specific thing, a specific event, or not event, activity. That's a better word. Y'all have something in mind?
So really what we kind of mentioned earlier, and we've talked a lot of medical stuff. I am really trying to build up my medical staff. I'm currently looking for a couple of part-time nurses. And so this will help facilitate those salaries because, nurses have earned the right to not work cheap.
Right. They don't. Yeah, I figured a lot of these would be maybe retired nurses, maybe, or
absolutely,
or something, or they're part-time nurses, and they also want to contribute to these kind of things. So, but you'd like full-time staff, but they won't be paid accordingly, and that's appropriate. But I just know that y'all have had, goals to expand the medical aspect of your program, not just the counseling or the education classes or the provision of diapers and clothing and whatnot, but you also really wanted to become more and more of a full service clinic. And y'all are closer to it now than we were a year ago.
We
Yeah.
are. I mean, I would love to expand our STI testing to be full panel STD testing and stuff like that. So lots of big goals.
Yeah, well, this is well, do it. How much do you hope to raise from Walk for Life?
$50,000 is our goal.
Is that achievable?
Yeah.
Yeah, think positive.
Yes,
Wow.
yeah, it is achievable.
No, it totally is. It is higher than last year's goal,
Right.
but only by $10,000. So it is definitely achievable with this event.
Do you have a video clip on this?
We
Or-
do.
Yeah, let's.
Taylor's put together a
All
little
right.
something for us.
All right, let's see what we got here.
What if the next step you take could
Same
empower a family? What if the next step you take could support a woman so that she had what she needed to choose life? What if the next step you took could save a life? Well, it can if you join the team at Next Step Women's Center's Walk for Life on April 20th, right here at Bailey Lake. Your steps can make a difference. You can provide the resources that women and families need to build strong families right here in Burleson if you join the team right here at Bailey Lake. We hope to see you then.
That's really good, Mike.
That's excellent. You really got talent for this.
You do.
You know, when I was at one of your events, it was not the last one because it was during my class, but the previous year when I was over at the James Place, what they call
Yes.
it, and you were up there doing your thing. I was talking to your mother and said, "She looks like she could be the next Vanna White."
I'm too short, but
Too
that's
short. We'll give you a
I
stool.
couldn't reach the top
We'll give you a
one.
stool. But no, you got to do that for a living, maybe. Well, you are, I guess. But I'm just saying that's
Don't
very
give
well
her any
done.
ideas. I really
So we're shaking over there.
Well, you can do it on the side, for
Yeah.
like used car dealer. Come on
your
down, you
side
want to buy
hustle.
from me? Yeah, whatever. But and the camera work was Taylor's camera.
He
was
does
that
such a good
fantastic? Yeah.
job.
But that's
Thank
really
you.
good. Where can they find that link or that clip? The whole thing.
Oh, I haven't posted it. I just got it this morning.
All right, I'll
It
post
is premiering here today on Mr. Allard's
awesome
neighborhood.
presses.
I will be showing that. I'll post that video on Facebook, on our Facebook pages and Instagram, and I'll send it in an email to our email team.
Well, I
people.
like to put it on my Facebook page and
Yes.
all this
Yeah,
other
I'll
stuff.
make sure it's
Make it
shareable and
Yeah.
out there for everybody.
Yeah, that was really well done, and it's also for a great cause. But also, you have a baseball game. It looks like
Yes.
here.
Well, let me say this. If
Mm-hmm.
you want to go find out more information, you'll go to nextstepheroes.com/walk. And the QR code is on here, but you can't really do a QR code on the thing. But
Oh,
you can
you
also
actually can.
see it. Well, I can't. Someone smarter than me can.
right.
But the links are also in the comments for the Next Step Heroes walk page and for what you're about to talk about, the Railroaders game.
Yes, which is on May 10th.
Yes.
7 o'clock at post-game fireworks. $5 of every ticket goes back to Next Step Women's Center. I really admire the Railroaders. I really probably should contact these guys personally and say, come on the show. I saw them at the Chamber of Commerce Showcase event back
Yes.
in February. And I talked to them then, but I guess they had other things on their mind lately, so I'll need to call them again. But I think they'd be great for the show because it's good baseball. I mean, it's AA level basically, and our friend Todd Barham, right?
Yes.
He is their
chaplain.
Yeah.
Yes, I did see that.
Yeah, and he's a live wire, ain't he?
Oh, he's something. No.
He's got a lot of personality.
Yeah.
Anyway, Todd does a really good job with them, and I saw him at the last game, and he said some of these guys actually do get invited to play in the majors, or at least in their system. And so, anyway, so I really liked what they do though, because they're doing this for a couple other events. You mentioned one, right?
Yes, I know. I know that Wings of Hope has a spotlight night too. You guys, we really want you to have a lot of fun at baseball games this summer. So you can come to the Next Step one. You can go to the. I think Wings of Hope is in June. I think you mentioned Crazy 8 Ministries. We all want you to come to the baseball game a lot this summer.
Yeah.
Is what we're saying.
I mean, what a fun night, especially Friday night with the fireworks.
Yes,
Man.
it's going to be awesome. And honestly, the price is right. Even with those fundraiser prices or the fundraiser, prices with the $5 going, the tickets are affordable at around $16 a ticket.
Like it's under $20 a ticket.
nice
Well-
family evening afternoon.
As much as I love my Texas Rangers, you're not going to get anything for $16.
That's the truth.
So I mean, it's great baseball, and they're definitely being part of the community, which I really like as well.
Yes, so we'll be out there that night. We'll have a table. We'll be out. If you want to come to the game and support us, you'll need to go through the link. So there's a link in the comments here, and there's going to be, the link is on our Facebook and social medias, but it's going to be, I'm going to be posting it regularly, because the only way that we'll be supported with your money is through the right link, and we want to make sure that you're getting where you need to be for that. But we will, like, for all of these spotlight nights, our organizations have the opportunity to ask someone to throw the first pitch. Yeah, Summer's really excited to do. I'm just kidding. She's not doing that.
We don't know yet who's doing the first
No.
pitch. We may draw straws.
We'll see how it goes. But
We can auction that off, maybe.
Hey.
Yeah, okay. No, seriously, they put it up for auction, and somebody donates, $200, $250, whatever.
Yeah.
That's more money than you had before.
yeah,
And Summer doesn't.
Well, or maybe you can.
Summer's like, I'll pay someone.
Are you?
I'll give them the money to donate. Like,
Are you going to have an opportunity to speak at this event?
they will have they'll have clips that they'll not clips, but they'll be talking about us. But I don't know that we'll be actually doing the
Oh, you
speaking.
can go up there to
We'll
the
have a
press
table.
booth.
We'll have to talk to Kay.
Yeah.
Be like, give me a mic, lady.
Yeah,
She'll
well,
love me then.
Oh yeah. Oh, I just thought maybe they go up to the press box
Yeah.
and they take over the mic and say, "Okay, we're passing the bucket around. I want to see some serious folding money in that bucket." All right.
Yeah, really.
That sounds like a plan.
Yeah, and so I don't want to hear any clinking in the change. Let's see. But so that I don't know. I just being a part of the Baptist church so long, we get used to the brother a little bit more, a little twist in the arm.
It's true. It's true.
Well, you got to do what you got to do,
They like hold the bucket in front of you a little bit longer,
Like-
kind of shake it.
or give you that look like really.
That's all.
Okay.
That's all you got.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll pray for you, brother. Anyway, but that's going to be a great event. And but come back to the Walk for Life. It how long does it last? Like a couple hours, maybe.
If that, I mean,
Yeah.
it's usually an hour.
The event we say is from 9 a.m. to 11. We normally start walking by 9:15, and when you're done walking,
You're done.
You're done. So we hang. We're there. We hang out. We usually have some kind of breakfast snack.
Are we having face painters this year?
Yeah. Oh. Yes, the nurses from the women's services at Hughley, they usually come out and do face paint, and they're so sweet, and it's really cute, and the kids love it. And it's all, I mean, that's free. They're just here to help us have a good time.
Yeah, and there'll probably be local Burleson celebrities there. I'm sure, elected officials and the big
Megan.
shots. Yeah, that's true there. Do you have any businesses that are sponsoring?
We do. Big B Crane, Daniel Baston.
Yeah, of course.
Texas Health Hughley, of course, and Art Brooks State Farm.
There you go. These are all well-known suspects.
Yes, they're all the ones who give well. I know Student Discipleship Ministries helps us get the shirts. They're our T-shirt sponsor, and and Chicken Express. Yeah,
That's great because, Burleson does have a lot of people and a lot of businesses that chip into a lot of these events. I mean, I talked to Jennifer over at Harvest House or Lisa Crazy Eights. I mean, they get all sorts of help. Center for ASD gets, when they say corporate sponsorship, it isn't just
it's not big corporate.
Yeah,
it's
no,
usually
right.
our local business leaders who
It isn't
are
Dr.
very
Pepper
kind.
or Coke. It's people that actually have to make a living.
Right.
Yes.
I know HEB does a lot of this kind of stuff.
Yes, City Market. We
I was gonna
haven't
say
asked
City
them, but they
Market.
normally. Well, that's why I'm like I haven't asked them yet. But they normally provide our water and some granola bars and things like that. That's usually our quick call to Kurt over there, who is so kind. He helps us with getting our diapers and everything too.
See, that's what I like about this community, though. Really,
I was just saying that. We are blessed to live in a community that just is so generous.
well, I had a new group for me anyway on last week for colorectal cancer awareness, Amanda Man Clark Project, they call it. And I was thinking, wow, these people in this community, they put it together. What they have an event going on in April to raise money for that particular area. And I was thinking, man, they just seem to, these people say, well, I wish something happened. Well, they make it happen. we'd like to do something, to help other people. Well, it seems like we got people in this community that just take it upon themselves to do it, not wait for somebody else or the government
That's
or whatever
the
else.
truth. We do.
And we have churches that are pretty active in that as well. And are the churches sponsoring, or not sponsoring, promoting this at least?
We do have most of our churches in town are promoting this on some level. Absolutely.
Well, being Easter Sunday, I'll take this with me and show it to my Sunday school class. And I know, several of the people in that room. And so, like Dan Garner and all that. He and I co-teach, and that kind of thing. So I would bet that you get some response from that. Because,
That's great.
a lot of people in that room know what y'all do. And that's a good thing. All right, we're getting close on time.
Yeah, well, let me say
but
we
I
are
want you to finish.
we are still looking for sponsors for this, and sponsorship starts at $250. So if your business wants to sponsor, you can Facebook message me. You can call the center, or
come by,
whatever you want to do. We'd love to facilitate that, because we would love a couple more sponsors to help us make sure that everything is covered for the event itself, so that all the money raised from the walkers can just go straight to taking care of business with our medical team.
So sponsorship start at $250. I know you'll take more than that gladly.
For the walk, they start at $250, and then the highest level is $2,500. So it's like $250, $500. So maybe it's the high. I'm sorry that I should have looked at this before I left. But $250, $500, $750, and $1,000, and then $2,500.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, and I'm sure, part of the sponsorship agreement is that they are able to promote a little bit, but they're not promoting their businesses as such. They're promoting their relationship to the community.
Yes.
I've had a couple of people say, "Well, I don't feel right about sponsoring, because I don't want to have people think I'm just doing it for the publicity." And I said, "What's wrong with that? I mean, what are you publicizing? That you're a responsible and thoughtful person in this community?" Okay.
Exactly. And that's what all of those people who have given are people that, you probably know all of them. But we know them in the community as people who are intentional about taking care of the community. And sewing. And Art Brooks was speaking at the Chamber of Commerce Business Over Breakfast on Tuesday. And that dude has a heart for people. Like, it's so sweet. But that's what you're promoting is this is something that's important to me, and I want to make sure it's taken care of.
Well, I was talking to some of my friends at the BNI group I'm in and the networking group, and I could take this also next Wednesday. And since I have the floor next Wednesday, because we take turns promoting our business for like 10 minutes, and it comes around about once a quarter, and it's my turn. I'll say, sign up, dadgummit.
Yes. Sign up. Or just sponsor me or sponsor the event. There's a lot of things you can do.
All right. Yeah. And there's a couple of friends in the room there, too. We have Erica Vyers from Reach across Johnson County's in there. Bianca Lowry for Center for ASD is there quite often as a substitute now, because she'll fill in for us a lot. But she's in the room quite often. So, y'all, you could do all the sorts of cross-pollination, so to speak.
Yes.
Well, but y'all take the floor for the last few minutes. Tell us everything we need to know about this, about the baseball, what y'all do, your phone numbers, your checkbook account numbers. You tell us.
I think I say this every time I come on your show. My favorite thing to do, and Megan, is show people what the center's doing. And so I always invite people to come and take a tour and come see the facility, because we can talk about it all day long, but until you actually see it,
send a notice to Ms. Harris.
Okay.
An invitation.
Yeah, we plan to. It's on our list, our to-do list.
All right. Well, you're not joking, are you?
No, we're not.
Okay. Well, good. She needs to know that she is misrepresenting the stuff y'all do.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's why I like showing what we do, because even people who love us and support us are always saying, I had no idea. I had no idea.
First time I went there, when the first time, Jane Burton was going to come on the show, she invited me over there. I was like, I remember the pregnancy aid center being about the size of this room and maybe a closet. And then I go over there and I got this, I got that, I got all this equipment. And now it's even more so. So, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So that's my
Your
Plug
closing
is
statement.
come for a tour.
But making you much.
My plug is, of course, join us for Walk for Life. We'd love for you to give towards Walk for Life. Your small group, maybe the people at work, whoever, build a team and do it together. It's way more fun when you get to do it with each other, make it a competition, whatever. And then the Cleveland Railroaders game. We're super excited about that. That's a fun night to come out. Something you might do anyway, but come do it with us. We're excited about it. The links for all of that are in the comments. You can call us at 817-295-4101 anytime. And, actually, that's the office number, so 9 to 5. And we'd love to get back to you. Let me see. Is there anything else I can think of? Oh, I know First Baptist at the end of April, beginning of May, will be collecting baby items for us. Mm-hmm. And we're excited about that to keep our boutiques stocked so that all these clients, they're not walking through it alone. They're getting the things they need. We need to make sure we keep that stocked for them.
Mm-hmm.
And then in July
is our Christmas in July baby toy drive.
Right.
We're going to have our summer Santa out again, and we'll have snow cones, and we'll be taking baby toys, baby items to hopefully it almost did it in 2023. It almost kept us stocked until the holidays. It lasted till November with how much the community came out and gave us the toys and things to keep our boutique stocked. It really did a huge job of just making sure we had the things we need so that the moms and dads could get the things that they needed. So that's July 27th. From 9 to 11.
July 27th. We'll get you booked.
Yeah, it's
the
far.
summer
I'll
show.
come back.
I will book you after the show's over because I got a lot of time in summer. I mean, summertime is, a lot of people on vacation. A couple of my weekly or monthlies like BISD and whatnot, they are kind of like, we're on vacation, bro.
They're out. They're living their best life, which they need it. Let them all rest.
Yeah, let them rest.
So they can come back and take care of my kids.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, you hear what Joshua did for next year?
Yes.
Yeah, do you like it?
That's wild. I don't know.
Well, that's, if you're not, didn't know what to talk about, a 4-day school week, and then the 5th day, which is going to be a Monday, the teachers will be there for conferences, for meetings, for grading, for lesson planning. I in my state now, I would love it, but if I had little kids, that's a whole other conversation for another time. Maybe y'all can branch out into daycare.
No. Summer's done enough of that for this Lord.
But I know that is a concern for family because that's going to add another financial burden.
And you probably hear this kind of conversation with your clients, right? About, oh my gosh, got to get daycare.
Right.
That's a major consideration.
Yeah.
That's a good topic for next time.
Yeah.
All right. So I appreciate what you do. This community appreciates what you do. God bless you all. You got jewels in your crown every day. And, this community would be very much poorer off if y'all weren't here. Same with all these other groups. I just, sometimes I say, man, this Burleson, they've got a lot of knuckleheads in it. But most of the time, when I stop and think, we have tremendous number of people that really are doing good things for us, and I appreciate it very much. We have a special Friday show tomorrow since Taylor had jury duty. I'm going to have Victoria Johnson on.
Yay.
On your
I love her.
Yeah, she's very lively too.
Yes.
Victoria Johnson, it'll be on at 11, and then I have her opponent actually Monday, Steve McAnally. I haven't met him, but we've texted. He seems very cordial and nice. He's also, like I said, having an event tonight at Wild Cigar. And as far as the rest of the week, I'm not quite sure. I'm going to look up right quick, because I'll do it something and say, oh, we're not having that. Okay, who do we have next week? We have, besides that, Victoria. Did I mention Steve McAnally? Actually, Tuesday, we're going to have an unusual show. I'm doing it kind of live at the City Plaza because the B&I group I'm in is getting a ribbon cutting, and just so happened that Melissa Miller from Chamber is going to be the guest that day, so we're just going to do it all at once. And then I have assisting hands. You remember Brittany Billings from school?
Yeah.
She and her husband are involved in this, and it's helping veterans with like home care kind of things.
Yes,
Oh, wow.
I think I've heard him speak on that.
Yeah.
It's a great thing.
I saw him at the Chamber showcase thing. Thank you, Taylor. And we'll see you tomorrow. It's share this show with your friends. It's a good program and a great program, and they do good work. And we'll see y'all tomorrow.
Thank you.